So welcome to the business research method session number 1. So this will be our first session today. So I'll be not very much I will go deep into the subject. So just introduction, what we are going to learn, and a few basic definitions I will give. Okay. And okay. So students are entering. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let me introduce myself because some of you might not be knowing because I am not taught in this section. So my name is Professor Pravesh Ghosh. I am basically associated with ICFI Business School for the last 6 years. And I am having total experience of 20 years, 8 years being in the industry. So I have worked mainly with two companies, 8 years. First, I worked with Transport Corporation of India Limited. So that's a supply chain logistics solution provider company, or rather it's a transportation company. And this transportation company, it's one of the leading player in India, top 10 players in our country, in India. And they have some international operations also, but specifically TCI is a company which focus on the Indian market. They are a supply chain solution provider, transportation, warehousing, and all the n number of transportation service that they give. So my core area is supply chain actually. And I have also worked with a company called Philips Carbon Black Limited, which is a production plant. So I have some exposure to production industry, right? So production plant, I worked for 4 years with Philips Carbon Black Limited. It's a carbon black manufacturer. So I have worked, so I'm having total 20 years experience, out of which 8 years I have worked with industry. And after that, I moved to academics. And for the last 12 years, I am teaching, I have taught in different institute, but out of this 12 years, 6 years, last 6 years, I am a full-time faculty with ICFI group. Okay, so a long association rather, 6 years. And but other than here, I have taught in some other business schools also, like one being the JK Business School. I think all of you know about JK Group, the Singhania Group. There are 3 Singhania brothers. So it's a business school of the JK Group. So I have worked with JK Business School, and I have worked with one ITS also. So I am having total 12 years of teaching experience. And regarding my subject, the subjects that I teach here, I have taught different subjects in the operations. Here also, I had been the area chair of the operations management for the last 4 years. For last 4 years, I have been the area chair in the operations department, right? Just like HR, marketing, finance, we are having an operations department. So my department is operations management, and I teach quantitative methods, BRM, business research, then that means this subject. And I also teach project management, supply chain management, and operations is my core area, obviously. So this is in a nutshell. I am doing my PhD from Petroleum University, and my graduation is from NIT, that is NIT Durgapur. It's a National Institute of Technology. And I have done my MBA from IIS WBM. That's one of the country's top 20 B schools. So Indian Institute of Social Welfare and Business Management. So I have having only 2 qualifications, BE and MBA. So BE from NIT, and that is another premier institute of our country, National Institute of Technology. And I have done my MBA from IIS WBM. That's Indian Institute of Social Welfare and Business Management. So it's one of the country's oldest B school. The first being the XLRI, if you are having some knowledge. XLRI was the first B school of India, established in 1953, and ours was somewhere in 54 or 55. So I have having some, exposure in the education from the top country's top institutes and business schools. And currently I'm doing my PhD with some with a foreign university affiliated university. So these are my some of the academic and industry and academic credentials and the subjects that I teach. So I welcome you all to this subject. Okay, so that's a little introduction of myself. Regarding the subject, so I will start with the subject. Let me see how many students. Okay, 47. So okay, so we'll start with the subject. Today I will not go much deep into the subject. I will just give some definitions, what we are going to study. I will give you a bird's eye view of the subject, right? What we are going to study in the next 30 sessions. Okay, something about the class. Some that's as you know that it's an online class. So my sincere advice will be to mute yourself if you are not having any question, but certainly you ask questions. So what I do is that after every 10 to 15 minutes, I will stop and I will take your questions. Okay. So that's generally I do in the online mode, because I cannot see any one of you, nor I can, it's very difficult to communicate, although I will use annotations. So after every 10-15 minutes, I will stop and I will take your question. In between, if there is any question, you just take a note, write it down, and whenever you feel, whenever I ask you question, you can ask question, because asking question is very good, and the more you ask, the more you learn. Okay. So now to start with, mm, let me give you a brief introduction of the subject, right? What is business research? And so what is your idea? First, you let us have some interaction. Let me know from you. What do you understand that what is this subject like? Any idea what is business research?
Sir, I guess analysis of the business.
Analysis of business. Okay.
So we can
Any
say
other?
that also. So we can say that the current the changes or the trends which are there in the market, because market is continuously changing. So research is done in a way that what is most likely the customer demand in the market. We can say that, and uh, that methods the research का जो result आता है, that can be used to increase the sales, or can be used in decision making. We can plan it this way, so this way the sales will be more. So that can be a thing.
The research done to find various business opportunities.
And it could.
So we can say it helps in explore the ideas, information like that.
Okay.
Understanding the environment and taking the opportunity to uh, improve the business further.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Like knowing what are the business opportunities, what are the problems, monitoring our performances, understanding our business process. So these may include like business research work.
Okay. 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 Very good. I think maximum of you are just hovering around, and you are touching some very good points. I think very good. Already you are having some background of, I think, research. But see, what we will study this subject. This pen is not coming. Okay, I'm not getting this pen. Okay. So this subject is all about business research. It's not pure research. Now, there are two types of research generally we find. One is pure research. So let me just start with a few concepts before defining. So one is basic research, which is called, so there are two types of research. If you see in the phenomena, there are two types of research. Generally, we divide the business research, the research into two types. One is basic business research, another is applied business research. So I will give example for each one of them. Each one of the term I will go, but today I am just explaining very fundamental things. I am not going to the very nitty gritty, although it's a theoretical subject, but you need to have some quantitative techniques, fundamentals, right? So what is pure research? Let us understand pure research, right? Basic research, also called pure research. So basic research is conducted without a specific decision in mind, that usually does not address the needs of a specific organization. Let me give you one example. Suppose I want to study the customer loyalty, right? My aim is to study customer loyalty. I want to see that when my customers get loyal, be it airlines company, be it a retail industry, right? Be it it may be restaurant industry, any service industry, be it any industry. I want to see, I am just explaining physically, just first try to conceptualize. If you conceptualize, see, all the terms are very easy, so it will be very easy. So I will try to make it easy. So pure research means I just want to see that when my customers get loyal, or what are the factors. Suppose in my mind there is a question, what are the factors that leads to customer loyalty? That means when will my customers be loyal? So there can be various there can be various reasons, various factors. One may be, say, the service quality that the company is providing, right? Suppose it's a service company, I'm taking a service company. Now, number one, it can be service quality, whether the service quality is good. If it is good, customer will come again, they'll be loyal, they'll be repeat customers. Number one factor. Another factor may be customers are satisfied. If the customers are satisfied with the service, again they will come, right? Suppose when a customer becomes loyal, obviously when he or she is satisfied by the service, right? So service quality, customer satisfaction, these are some conditions, or say factors, due to which the customer loyalty will increase, right? So if I study this with respect to, just I want to see that how my customer loyalty, when my customer loyalty increases, right? I want to see. This is called a this is just a, see, this I am not studying any organization, I am not studying anything, just I want to study when my customers become loyal, right? Or another example for HR students, suppose uh, employee this one, employee turnover. I think all of you understand what is employee turnover, right? So employee turnover is my another example I want to study, right? Or motivation, I want to study, make a study on motivation, when my employees get motivated, right? So motivation, what are the factors of motivation? Obviously any manager will tell, yes, money is the ultimate motivator, right? So money can be one motivator, right? The job exposure that the person gets, the prestige, that he gets. So there can be many reasons of motivation. So whenever I want to have just a knowledge, right? So when I attempt to expand the limit of knowledge in general, not aimed at solving a definite problem, this research is called a basic research, right? Just like, suppose my research question, I want to do research on, does employee tenure with a company influence productivity? Now, if there's a company, it's called Toyota, right? Toyota is a Japanese car automobile company. So their employees are loyal. That means for 30 years, they join the company and they leave the company. So they are very loyal. And there is in India, you can see that Tata is such an employer that people work for 30-35 years and they are very, very loyal with the company. So suppose I want to study, does employee tenure with a company influence productivity? So whatever be my research, basic research is that research which does not talk about any specific organization, does not talk about any specificity in the problem. It talks about the overall research factors, right? So that is called basic research, right?
Sir,
But if yeah, I will take up question. Just let me take up the applied research. Yeah. Now come to the applied business research, right? So what is applied business? Basic, we understood a basic knowledge to increase our basic knowledge of some, say, constructs. I am using some words, but I will tell the meaning later, also later on. So this is a subject I have to take some, terms I will explain in due course of time. So for the time being, let us understand what is applied business research, right? So pure research we understand. So applied research is conducted to address a specific business decision for a specific firm or organization. So very simple distinction between business research or basic research and applied research is that in case of applied research, there we must mention a company, we must mention a department, we must mention a problem. Now see this second one, which health insurance plan should a business provide for its employees, right? So now suppose, so if we talk in terms of, and the first one, see, should McDonald's add Italian pasta dinners to its menu? Now see, we are specifying the company, which is the company McDonald's, what they are talking about, the Italian, the dinner menu. They are trying to fix their dinner menu. And so this is called a applied research. That means here we are having a definite organization, we are having a definite, area on which, what we call in research area, right? Whether I will do on marketing, suppose market, some of you will be choosing marketing. So marketing researchers generally work on, say, service, customer satisfaction, customer loyalty, right? These are some marketing research areas. Suppose if you are in HR, then motivation, employee motivation, or employee satisfaction, right? So different areas are there. So this is the fundamental difference between basic research and applied research, right? So this is just a fundamental concept. Yes, any question? Somebody was asking something.
Sir, if we are studying customer loyalty,
sir, in the
then it is we are studying in with for a firm ना सर, क्योंकि अगर हम लोग कस्टमर लॉयल्टी अगर हम लोग मेजर करेंगे तो एक फर्म के लिए होगा ना वो सर।
Yeah, obviously.
सर बट द क्वेश्चन इज
अप्लाइड
बेसिकली सर कि जैसे आपने पिछले वाले में भी बताया कि फॉर एग्जांपल अगर हम कस्टमर लॉयल्टी चेक कर रहे हैं
हाँ
तो सर प्रीवियस वाले में भी तो हम एक मतलब स्पेसिफिक चीज ही देख रहे हैं ना, कस्टमर लॉयल्टी
हाँ हाँ
की चेक करनी है तो हम रिसर्च भी उस पर ही कंडक्ट करेंगे,
हाँ हाँ
तो सर
okay.
वो भी तो स्पेसिफिक की चीज हो
Huh.
गई हो।
See, very simple. Whenever I am not specifying, right? Suppose I am not specifying, it becomes a basic research. Customer kab loyal hoga? When the customers will be loyal, right? If I am not specifying any industry, I am doing a research. I am not just, I want to see that when I am doing a, suppose I take many industries, right? So that becomes a basic research, the knowledge, the general knowledge, right? But when suppose I am doing for Indian Airlines, so my organization is Indian Airlines. Now in Indian Airlines, I want to see when, how the customers will be satisfied, right? So I will give them a questionnaire. I will fill the questionnaire. So different terms are there. I don't want to use the terms that I have not discussed. Just I am giving a simple idea. Okay. So we'll discuss many things, right?
सर तो हम इसमें ये कंक्लूड कर सकते हैं ना कि जो फॉर एग्जांपल जो बेसिक रिसर्च है
हाँ
उसमें हम एज अ होल एयरलाइन इंडस्ट्री के बारे में ट्रेंड जान रहे हैं, और अप्लाइड वाले में एक पर्टिकुलर जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल एयर इंडिया ले लिया
Yeah, you
तो
can say that. You can say that. Yeah.
पर्टिकुलर एयर इंडिया
Or
को
rather, let us not take any industry. Let us call it basic, right? We call it basic. Basic research. When employee can be from any organization, from any different types. So it may be IT company, it may be airlines company, right? So when it is general, it is basic. When it is for an organization, it is applied. Clear? Yeah. Is it clear? Basic and applied.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. So my page is not working. Oh, oh, there is only highlighter. Okay. So okay, so that's a very fundamental question. Now, next, let us take up. Yeah. So see, there will be many terminologies will come. So I want to use some today. I am want to specify to some basic concepts. Okay. Now, so business research. If we get talk about bookish definition, what is business research? Right? There will be some bookish definition. So business research is the application of the scientific method in searching for the truth about business phenomena. See, some of you are very rightly asking. So actually what we are doing, employee satisfaction, it's a business phenomena. Actually we are seeing business phenomena. Employee kab satisfied honge, right? Not not going for industry. Whenever I go to an industry, it becomes a applied research. But if I talk about employee side, suppose student satisfaction, suppose I am taking a class, right? Whether are my students satisfied? So in general, because I am talking about education industry, so it is a applied research. I want to see how satisfied are my students, right? So I am talking about the industry. So you will understand this. So business research is the application of the scientific method. Actually, I'm not getting this annotation. Annotate. Yeah. Actually, this highlighter is only coming as this pointers like instructions.
Sir, in the view option, you will get the annotator at the top of the screen.
Top of the screen. Okay, just I will see later on. Let me walk with this highlighter only. Okay, fine. So, scientific method in searching for the truth about business phenomena, right? So, what is this business phenomena? Motivation, employee motivation, right? Customer satisfaction, business phenomena, general business. If we talk about any business, it's a business phenomena. So business research is the application of the scientific method in searching for the truth about the business phenomena. Now, scientific method, see, each and every word has meaning. Actually, we need to understand why we are calling scientific method, right? Scientific method, because we are doing some hypothesis testing. Okay, so I will come to this, right? Scientific method, that means, see, research we cannot do haphazardly. I cannot one fine morning I wake up and I say that I will do research, right? So in industry nor in academics, the research is done in this way. So in industry, there must be some problem. So I will talk a little bit about industry problem today also. So when we do research, that is also very important, right? So number one, it is a scientific method. So we will learn some of the steps of doing research in searching for the truth about business phenomena. See, now understand, customer, say, employee satisfaction. Universal truth is, what is the universal truth for customer satisfaction, employee satisfaction? The employee will obviously be satisfied if the salary is increased. The employee will be satisfied. This is a truth. You can call that it's a truth, right? So, but this truth has to be proved. And in business research, so I need to go to some organization. I do need to do some applied research. Now I say this truth I will verify with, say, any airlines company. Say I will go to a airlines company and I will take the data and I will see that whether this truth is verified. I want to verify that whether if my service quality is high, whether my customers customer loyalty will increase. That is my question. So what is my research? Suppose my research is I am trying to find customer loyalty. Now, if my service quality is high, so there is a concept of variable, right? I think you have learned in your quants class. Variable. Anybody can just within one or two line can explain me what is a variable? What is a variable?
So variable as in it continuously changes, like it's not static, doesn't have a static value. You can say that.
Variable is where the value changes, right? So suppose I tell, right? Suppose I want to do the research, right? I want to do one applied research, right? Now, what applied research? My research is I want to test the customer loyalty, right? Now, I say if my service quality is high, my customer will be loyal. Suppose in any airlines company, suppose in Indian Airlines, if the service quality is high, I want to check that whether if my service quality is high, whether my customer will be loyal. If my suppose in service quality, what are the thing? What are the what are the items that comes? What are the things? Suppose the sitting. Suppose the sitting sitting comfort of the customer. Number one, service quality in airlines. What are the what can be the factors? See, very general. Research comes from very general. What can be the factors? Sitting comfort, number one. Number two, the luggage, the baggage handling, right? Number three, the ticketing process, right? And suppose I can jot down 5 factors that if these are very good, I will call Indian Airlines is very good, right? So I want to test, my research. I want to test my hypothesis actually. Why we call it scientific method is that if we want to, so hypothesis, I think you are clear. See, various quants concept need to be cleared actually. Okay.
chi square टेस्ट होगा सर इसमें तो यूज, अगर हम
Yeah.
लोग सर्विस क्वालिटी chi square टेस्ट सर इसमें तो यूज करेंगे ना, अगर सर्विस क्वालिटी के बेसिस पे अगर हम लोग कर रहे हैं मेजर
No,
कस्टमर
that
सेटिस्फेक्शन.
is different. Yeah, I will come to that. Okay, I will come to that. No, what is hypothesis? Just in a 1 or 2 sentence, can anybody?
It's an assumption.
It's an assumption. Very good. Okay. So my assumption is that if service quality is high, the customer will be loyal. And now I want to test. That is called a business research. So now look as a whole. So what is business research? Business research is the application of the scientific method in searching for the truth about business phenomena. So what is my business phenomena? Customer loyalty. Customer कब loyal होंगे? And what is my scientific method? Hypothesis testing. And basically these two are there. So whenever we talk about business research, so hypothesis testing will come and a business phenomena will come, right? Now, there are various steps. So what are the process? I will explain. These are each one of your, very big chapters actually. So don't worry. So what are the process? Business research process consists of number one.
Sir,
Yeah, any question?
सर एक बार फिर से डिफरेंस बता दीजिए साइंटिफिक मेथड और बिजनेस फिनोमेना के बीच में. मतलब सर जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अगर हम हाइपोथेसिस यूज कर रहे हैं तो वो साइंटिफिक मेथड हो गया.
हाँ.
एंड द बिजनेस फिनोमेना इज कि हम क्या मतलब सर्च कर रहे हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल अगर हमें लॉयल्टी या फिर कंफर्ट देखना है तो वो फिनोमेना है.
Exactly. 100%. You have understood 100%. Okay. So now what is this process? Business research process consists of. See, today I'm giving you just a bird's eye view. I am not going into very details because I know today is the first day. It will be too heavy. So I don't want to make it heavy today. Okay. So what does this process includes? Number one, idea and theory development. See, whenever I need to do a research, I should have an idea. I should have an idea that what I am going to do. Just like I told you, I want to see customer loyalty. Right? So number one, I need to have an idea. Number two, I have to define the problem. Just like I defined the problem that if service quality is high, the customer loyalty will be there. Number three, searching for and collecting information, right? So what then I have to do? I have to collect some data from the customers. What I have to go do? Suppose I want to see customer loyalty in Indian Airlines. So I will make a questionnaire. I will come. There will be 2 sessions on questionnaire. Don't worry. So I will make a questionnaire and I will go to the customers. I will tell sir or madam, please fill this. They will tick this questionnaire, right? And I will come back with the questionnaire. What I will do? I will analyze data. How will I analyze data? I will analyze data by some statistical software, right? So that is my next step. So analyzing data. Finally, communicating the findings and their implications. So finally, what I am going to do, I will communicate. I will write in a journal, right? So in a journal, what I will do, I will write an article and I will say, these are my findings. I have done a study on Indian Airlines on customer loyalty, and these are my findings on customer loyalty of Indian Airlines passengers, or say Indian Airlines customer loyalty of Indian Airlines. So this is the whole process. I am having an idea. I define a problem, I search, I collect data through questionnaire, I analyze the data with a statistical software, SPSS. So I will teach you SPS also, SPSS, that is statistical package for social science. Okay. And finally, communicating the findings and their implications. Right. So this is the overall process of any research. Yeah. So just quickly let us simulate. So definition suggests. So what this suggests, that business research is not haphazardly gathered. It is a very scientific process. Number two, it should be accurate and objective. Number three, relevant to all aspects of the business. And number four, limited by one's definition of business, what business we are in, right? So these are some of the, now there can be, see generally as a management, why this subject you are studying, my purpose is to explain you that why the business research, why as a management student, your question may be, sir, why I am studying the subject, right? So any idea why you are studying this subject as a management student, how it is going to help you?
So to conduct a survey in a scientific way.
Yes. Any other answer? See, my question is, you are studying 28 subjects. How this subject is going to help you? That is my question.
In different situation, application based.
Yes, very good. See, all of you are MBA students and you will be joining some organization, XYZ, right? Now, in the organization, it might not be that you join a company who are in the research, just like in our college we are having Kantar research and various research firms these days, they are recruiting our students, and many of my students are there in the research companies. They are doing very well in Kantar research. IMRB is a very good company. These are the company they are recruiting, and our students are in the research domain, so they every day they do hypothesis and everything. So everything will be clear. Just hold on for a few sessions. So see, you are all management students. So you will be joining the corporate. So you'll be doing business research. But there are some research also done by governmental agencies, right? See, RBI also does some research. Reserve Bank of India does some research. Suppose they have done this demonetization. Just for your knowledge, I'm discussing. So demonetization, they have not done. One day our Prime Minister did not woke up and say that, yes, I need to do demonetization. Whole lot of research has been done. So different government agencies, suppose Food Corporation of India, Food Safety Standard Authority of India, different government bodies, pollution control body, right? Pollution control so many pollution control bodies are there. They are also doing studies. Suppose this pollution data, just think of from where it is coming. So pollution control board, they are monitoring the pollution of all the cities, so many number of tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities. So all non-profit organizations, they are also doing various researches, right? But they are non-profit organizations and governmental agencies, and so their research is something different from the managerial research. So you are all going to join as a manager. So managerial research, you are going to do business research, right? So that is all about, I think, some basic introduction of types. Yeah, now very important. Now pay your attention. Just 1 minute, just hold on for 1 minute. Okay, sorry. Okay, so uh, yeah, now pay your attention here. So scientific method, if you remember, I used the term scientific method. So now I will explain you why we are calling it a scientific method. So what is scientific method? The way researchers go about using knowledge and evidence to reach objective conclusion about the real world. They use a scientific method, the analysis and interpretations of empirical evidence to confirm or disprove prior conceptions. Very, very important. Very important. Pay your attention in this line, right? Hope you can see my highlighter. So analysis and interpretation of empirical evidence to confirm or disprove prior conceptions. So if you remember the hypothesis testing procedure, right? So what is a hypothesis? Now see, what is, if you understand this, you will understand the whole scientific method. So what we do in a research, there is some prior knowledge and some observation are done by the managers, and from the observation and prior knowledge they make a hypothesis. They make a hypothesis. Just like I have already made a hypothesis. If you just recall what I said that if the service quality is high, the customer loyalty will be high. This is nothing but my hypothesis, right? So if you just recall your quantitative method classes, I think there you have learned hypothesis for one session. Whatever, whoever has taught you, I think he or she has explained for one full session on hypothesis. Now try to see what I mean is try to connect with this. So my hypothesis. So see, whenever I do a research, I use a hypothesis and then I test the hypothesis with data, with some data, collected data, and we either, if you remember, we either accepted the null hypothesis or we rejected the null hypothesis. So suppose I say there is no relation, suppose my hypothesis is there is no relation between customer loyalty and service quality, and I reject the null hypothesis. So what is my finding as a researcher? There is a relation between service quality and customer loyalty. So this is my conclusion. So what will be my conclusion? That yes, as from the company, so now the company knows that if I increase my service quality, my customer loyalty will increase. So they will try as much as possible to increase the service quality. Now suppose if it is a airlines company, they will try to improve the say food of the company, right? The food that they are providing, or the say time, or say the different routes, or the baggage handling. Okay, the baggage handling time. There are different parameters on which we can do research. I am not going into that details. I will go whenever I take up those topics. So my purpose is to tell that research is not a haphazard thing. It's very, very scientific. Please ask any question. Please ask here. Any question, feel free to ask. Is this scientific method clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It's
I think it is clear because I am going very slow.
Yes, sir.
I am going very slow and I will repeat, don't worry. So, and also please try to connect with your quants knowledge, quants, because some of you are asking also that whether quants will be applied. No, it will be not directly applied, but see, here you must have some idea about hypothesis, right? You must have some idea. अगर आपका पता ही नहीं है hypothesis क्या है, आपको scientific method भी पता नहीं चलेगा, right? Which test to apply, that is a different story, and we will, the whole semester is left for that. But at least what is a hypothesis, you must have the prior knowledge to understand the whole scientific method. Okay. Okay. So no questions. So let me proceed. Now, there are a few business orientation, as I think you know this very well, as I think all of you are studying marketing. So I will not take much time. So business research can be product oriented, number one. Number two, it can be production oriented. Number three, it can be marketing oriented. The research, the example that I gave is a marketing oriented. I am trying to see the customer behavior. I am trying to see the customer attitude. I am trying to see the customer belief, customer adoption, right? Customer adoption of technology. Suppose nowadays the banks, all the banks have come up with some apps, right? Nowadays, no one physically go to the bank and stand in a queue. So all the banks are having apps, starting from government banks to private banks. All are having applications. So, but suppose I want to make a study. I want to make a study that whether the customers have adopted the technology. Does they know how to operate the bank from a mobile phone via the application? That is my study. So my study is customer, whether the customer has adapted to the technology. That is my market oriented study. Suppose production oriented. I give one example of production oriented. So as I was in production, so I can very easily connect, So production industry, suppose I want to see the productivity. Suppose Maruti wants to see the productivity. They want to do a study on the productivity of the company, right? So what are the factors leading to the productivity of the Maruti, right? One factor may be high skilled labors. Okay. One factor may be high technology. Nowadays, robots are applied. So production oriented, right? Production oriented means where they are, production is done in mass scale, right? Mass scale, and huge number of employees are involved. Huge money is involved and huge number of production every day it is done. So best example is automobile industry. Best example of production oriented is automobile industry. And product oriented, suppose in the product oriented will be, suppose in the fashion industry or the apparel industry, right? So there it is product oriented, right? So whether what is the fashion, so they are the this experts, fashion experts, they decide on the business. They are the key players. So suppose if I want to do some study on product oriented, I have to study about the experts of the product, who are doing the design of the product, who are doing the different other activities for the product. So there can be three business orientation. It is product oriented, production oriented, marketing oriented. Already all of you are marketing students, so I am not going into details. So managerial value, yeah, this is very important. Please try to understand this. This is very important. When is business research needed, right? So next we are going to discuss, why should we do our research? That is my question. When should we do our research? That is my question. When is business research needed? Number one factor will be time constraint. Suppose I have to take the decision within 5 days. I cannot do a research because research is a very long drawn process. There are various steps. So number one, if there is time constraints, I cannot go for a research. Number one. Number two, availability of data. Data in a what data analysis I will do. I will give you an example. Uh, Suppose I want to do study on uh, just I am giving an example. Suppose sexual harassment in the corporates, in Indian corporates. I want to do a study, right? Sexual harassment in the Indian corporate sector. Now, who will give me the data in sexual? Which lady or which which lady will come and say that yes, I am sexually harassed, or which person who has harassed, who will come and say yes, I have harassed this? So you will never get the data. Suppose you want to do study on this sort of study, that they will not get any data, right? So here you cannot do a business research. It is very tough in Indian. That depends on the, but in Western countries you may get data, but in Indian countries you will not get data for this sort of studies, right? So we need data also. That is very important, very, very important. Data is that's why we these days talk about data analytics, right? अगर डेटा ही नहीं है तो हमें रिसर्च किस पे करेंगे, right? Number two. Number three, the nature of the decision to be made. What sort of decision I am going to take? I should be very, very clear. What am I going to decide? If the nature of the decision is not known, I cannot do a research, right? So number one, I require time. Number two, I require availability of data. Number three, I need to know the nature of the decision to be made. And number four, benefit versus cost, the value of the research information in relation to costs. Suppose Indian Airlines wants to know customer loyalty, because here they will be very much interested, because their revenue depends on what? Whether the customer is a repeat customer or not. Even in the retail industry, the retail manager will certainly be interested in knowing that whether the customers are satisfied. If the customers are satisfied, they will again come, repurchase intention. So here the cost benefit is also done to see that whether the customer comes, what is the benefit versus cost. Because see, doing research is also a very, very costly thing, right, for the companies. So the companies will only do research whenever they will see that there is a benefit, or the benefit is more than the cost of doing the research, right? Indian Airlines will only do the research on customer loyalty if they understand that by doing this research, I can increase the customer loyalty, and if the customer loyalty is increased, my revenue will increase, my sales will increase, my profit will increase. They will do the research. Is this clear? Any question? We are almost, I think, first session, but let me just, okay. Okay, I think, okay. So any more questions? So basic, today I decided to do some basic steps of research. So just I will recapitulate. So we discussed what is business research, what is applied research, right? What are the different steps of research? What is the scientific method of research? And why at all business research is needed when we can perform a research. So these are some areas that we study. So 2-3 minutes left. Please ask any question, any query now.
Sir, what is a basic tool of the business research? What tools are used in business research?
Business research. Very, very excellent question. Who is this? Priyam?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, excellent question. Excellent. Now, I will come into this, but just I will give you some ideas. You were asked, you should understand. See, basic tool are what we use in research are some statistical softwares, right? As I told you, SPSS is the prime. Here today, you will learn in this course, you will learn the SPSS, Statistical Package for Social Science. This is a statistical, there are n number of starting R, Python, okay, there are n number of statistical packages are there, but I will be teaching you, but you are having in your syllabus the SPSS software. So the data tool that we will use, I will use is SPSS software, okay? But there are various types of tools. If you are doing research in the finance, Stata is a software, Stata, right? R, it's a programming tool. It's a research tool also. Python is there nowadays. Python is a very good tool, right? And then there are different types of research package. But in our syllabus, I will deal with SPSS. Okay. Any other question? Very quick question, 1 or 2 minutes.
Sir, this is a practical subject or this is a theoretical subject?
No, this is a theoretical subject. But I will teach some software tools also. So that part is 30%.
So we need to download that software.
Yes. But not now. After the midterm, we'll start with after the midterm.
Okay, sir.
For the first half, I will not start. Even our syllabus says that. Okay, so I will go according to the syllabus. Don't worry. So who is the seer of this class?
So I'm Bhavika. I'm the CR, and also Archie is also CR.
Bhavika and Archie, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So okay. So in the next session, I will take your email IDs, and so that what I will do is that if you want my PPTs, I can send to you, or I can upload to the Quick Force,
So
whichever you find suitable.
Okay, so you can send it to us, and we will distribute it to the class.
Okay. So
yes, sir.
I will send you the slides, and if you want my video recording also, I can send to you. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So in the next session, I will take your email ID. So now let us take a break of 15 minutes, and we will again rejoin after 15 minutes.